In the 24th minute of added time of the 2025 AFCON final, Brahim Diaz had an opportunity to win Morocco the title for the first time in 50 years, but he did something very silly and they ended up losing to Senegal on home soil. Looking at how well he had performed for Morocco before and during the tournament, you would not have had anybody else standing in front of the ball at that very moment, but the Real Madrid man ended up making an absolute mess of things. That particular moment has made us think back to other times when top players have ended up costing their teams in similar fashion. These are 7-star players who let their teams down in major finals. Of course, we'll start with Brahim Diaz. It was his first ever AFCON, but he was playing like he had been here multiple times before. During the tournament, he made history by becoming the first Moroccan player to ever score 4 goals in 4 consecutive AFCON games. Coming into the final, he already had 5 goals and was pretty much already guaranteed the Golden Boot. But then, in additional time of the second half, he had an opportunity to win more than the Golden Boot. He had the chance to win the trophy for Morocco. He was brought down in the box and a penalty was awarded to the hosts. Through a walkout protest by Senegal, they returned to the pitch and the ball was handed to Brahim to score and secure the trophy for Morocco. Everyone thought he would smash the ball into the back of the net, but instead he went for a Panenka and Mendy saved it easily. That miss allowed the game to go into extra time, where Senegal went on to win the game and the title. The country had waited 50 years and they came so close to tasting victory on home soil, but Brahim totally let his team down and was reduced to tears after that miss.
Goal 90 Shop, your one-stop solution for all your World Cup needs.
Now, from a current Real Madrid player to a former one, let's talk about Zinedine Zidane. He too let his country down in a major final, but in his case, it was the World Cup, the biggest stage of all. It was Zidane's last game as a professional footballer, and he actually started it really well by scoring in the opening 10 minutes. Unlike Brahim, he actually converted his Panenka and gave France the lead in the game. But as you know, Italy soon equalised and the game went all the way to extra time. With penalties looming, Zidane suddenly lost his head and headbutted Materazzi, reacting to something the Italian had said. With that, the referee had no other choice than to show him a red card. Without Zidane on the pitch, France were unable to beat the Italians on penalties, thus missing out on the trophy. Considering it was just one miss that cost France the trophy, you can make the argument that if Zidane was on the pitch to convert his own kick, the results might have been very different. For the captain and the best player, that was a massive letdown. Speaking of captains letting their teams down, John Terry did exactly that in 2008. It was just one kick separating Chelsea from their first ever Champions League trophy, and to make it even sweeter, they were set to do it against local rivals Manchester United. But at the very last minute, Terry slipped and ended up hitting the shot against the woodwork. Just like that, the golden opportunity was gone. From that point on, United remained perfect while Nicolas Anelka went on to miss his penalty to hand the trophy to the Red Devils. But you know what's super interesting? In that same final, another star player let his team down. Do you know who we're talking about here? If you do, tell us in the comments. We'll see if you're right soon. While you're there, if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, go do that right away so you never miss out on our amazing content. Next, let's talk about a guy who let his team down against Chelsea in a different final. His name is Arjen Robben. It was the 2012 UEFA Champions League final and Bayern Munich were playing it in their home stadium. They were staring at an opportunity to become the first team to win the Champions League in their own home stadium for the first time in 47 years. And they thought they had it when Müller scored in the 83rd minute, but Drogba equalised 5 minutes later and forced extra time. Now it was during extra time that Robben had the chance to clinch the trophy for the Germans. Drogba had gone from hero to villain after he fouled Ribéry inside his own box, and a penalty was awarded to Bayern Munich. Despite the thousands of supporters cheering him on in the Allianz Arena, Robben was unable to convert his penalty kick, missing a massive opportunity to secure the trophy for the Bavarians. The game would then go on to penalty shootouts. This time Robben did not step up, but it did not matter because Bayern went on to lose. If only the Dutchman had converted his kick in extra time, they wouldn't even have been in that situation in the first place. That night, it was Drogba's kick that crowned Chelsea European champions for the first time in their history, but 4 years prior he was the one who let his team down in the biggest game. Yeah, we're back to the 2008 Champions League final. Before things even got to penalties where Terry let his team down, Didier Drogba had already done something silly that really affected Chelsea's chances. With just minutes left of extra time, Drogba lost his head and struck Vidic in the face during a row. He nearly got away with his, but the assistant referee had caught it, so he alerted the referee and Drogba was sent off. Looking at how expertly Drogba dispatched the last penalty in the 2012 final, it would likely have been him to step up for the last penalty in 2008 instead of a centre-back. But the Ivorian striker totally let his team down by getting himself sent off for something absolutely silly. But of course, we could not talk about star players letting down their teams in major finals without talking about the man who died standing, Roberto Baggio. He had almost single-handedly carried Italy to the 1994 World Cup final with 5 goals at the tournament. He was so good in the US that summer that he was named in the team of the tournament. But the final was a different ballgame. They were up against the toughest opposition in Brazil, and the game was very keenly contested. It was 0-0 from minute 1 to minute 120, so the game was to be decided on penalties. With Italy having missed 2 penalties and Brazil having missed 1 in the shootout, Baggio stepped up to the spot knowing that if he missed, Brazil would be crowned champions. The pressure was super high and the Italy number 10 appeared to fold under it. He sent his penalty flying high over the bar and he immediately felt like he had let an entire nation down. With that feeling of despair brewing inside him, Baggio was rooted to the spot for about 8 minutes with his head bowed after that miss, which was why he was referred to as the man who died standing. We'll now wrap up this video with Gonzalo Higuain. Unlike the other entries in this video, this wasn't a case of a penalty miss or a sending off, but the gravity of what he did definitely sits on the same table as the rest of them. It was the 2014 World Cup final, and Argentina had the opportunity to win the trophy for the first time in 28 long years. And on top of that, they had the rare opportunity to do it on the home ground of their very bitter rivals, Brazil. Going into this game, it was clear that there wouldn't be too many goals, so one had to take every chance they got, because it could be the difference. But Higuain didn't hide. The striker had a golden opportunity to break the deadlock in the first half when Cruz miscued a header and pretty much gift-wrapped a 1 versus 1 chance and handed it to him. It was the best chance of the entire 120 minutes of play, but the seasoned goalscorer was not even able to put the ball on target. As you know, the game went to extra time and a 113th minute goal from Mario Götze ended up winning Germany the trophy, breaking the hearts of the South American team. After the loss, Argentines and Messi fans around the world tore into Higuain for that huge miss in the first half, and they insist that he let his team and his country down on that day in Brazil. Now, of course, there are more star players who have let their teams down in major finals, so feel free to drop more names in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye!